Today I reached 300 subscribers. I have to thank everybody, including Hydrator 1, who is the 300th. Sometimes I look on Google Maps and think, oh, I can just drive there. I don't need to read the map when I'm going there, but today I went about a mile beyond where I was supposed to go to get to a pharmacy. And then I found myself driving past this couple of airplanes on the ground. I've always been fascinated with aircraft, especially fighter jets. This is, I think, an F-4 Phantom. It's quite a big airplane, but it's actually quite a bit smaller than I thought it would have been. Maybe that's the garden project. Here's the plaque about the Phantom 2s. I can't actually read it right now, but maybe I'll be able to read it later. Maybe hope's a burden, maybe not. We got something good, something burning, maybe what we got is a flame, is a a song, play along. Right nearby is a skate park. It's not as big or sophisticated as the parks in the big cities, but it's pretty cool. But I couldn't help noticing the irony of a kid's playground with jet fighters in the background. Found this market. There's a reasonable variety of food at more or less reasonable prices, so I stopped in and bought some food. So I came back to the Flying J, or the Pilot Flying J. I've got a Wi-Fi connection with them, so I can use it to download music and upload my videos. So I come here more or less once a day. I'm in the background, you're hearing the sound of some downloaded royalty-free music so that I can use this lavalier microphone and have enough noise going on in the background so that there is no sort of blur. The phone seems to pick up some sort of static sound or whatever. Anyway, I hope this turns into a better quality video. So I came to the parking lot to do that kind of work and to edit some photos. I'm fiddling with the wire for the microphone while I cross my legs. Anyway, the thing that I wanted to talk to you about today for a moment, I've actually recorded tons of video, but I keep getting carried away with it. The concept is that there are very many different types of people who buy motorhomes and call themselves nomadic. Nomadic meaning they move around. Well, there's an awful lot of people that buy a motorhome or a trailer or whatever it is that they choose, and they bring it to a place like this, park it in a RV site, and basically live in it for whatever number of months they want to. Then they go home. So they basically have a summer and winter home, but they've parked their I don't know what their summer home is like, or the home that they use the rest of the year is like. But the one that they park in RV park is very much the same as going to Walmart and filling every single parking spot with a motorhome. The advantage of those spots is that they provide power and water and sewage, and of course they do that for a price. So these people have wheels on their vehicles, but those wheels almost never turn. So they're really looking for a home, two homes, one where they basically are comfortable most of the year, and another place usually for the winter months. Then there's those people who are, I don't know what you'd call it, but they basically aren't really moving. They're like I've watched a lot of Bob Wells's videos lately. So there are people that are looking for free land rather than the RV parking lot, and they want to do that certainly to save some money, but then they'll park out in the desert in this BLM land for 14 days, then move to another, hang out there for another 2 weeks, move to another place, hang out there for 2 weeks, so that they fit within the law, and they won't ever get booted from the land. So Bob has some of these groups called caravans, which are basically doing exactly that. The difference is, instead of just moving your motorhome or your camper, whatever you have, instead of just moving yours, now as a group you're organizing together so you can move the whole community or the whole neighborhood from one place to another static place to another static place. And they're basically not what I would call camping. It's not like they're pulling out how would I put it? I can't, like I used to camp with a backpack and climb up a mountain and put up a tent and sleep in that. That to me was camping. So now we have people who are static. Their wheels hardly move, or they move only when they have to, or more or less like that. And then there's others like myself who are kind of, I'm antsy if I'm in the same place for 3 days. I do stay in some places longer, and I've stayed in places for months, or at least a month. But I've primarily done that because I've got scheduled meetings, or like I'm a photographer, so I'll have photo shoots and I'll need to get there and hang out, find a place to shoot, organize the shoot, get the shoot done and all that kind of stuff. So I may stay in a place for quite a long time, but my primary intent is to move around. Then there are other people who aren't, like they don't have anything to do in any specific spot and simply move every day. But then there's the other type, the ones that, like in my city, I have friends who buy a van, and the van is essentially static in the sense that it's in the city, but they use it as a commuter, and they will go to work and come back and hang out in their van. The van then is used primarily to avoid rent and some of those kind of responsibilities. So there's a number of different types of people, but I'm really kind of, how would I put it? If I was going to be static, then I might have an apartment in Vancouver or my bus in Vancouver, and then get on a plane and go to Mexico. I could fly to Mexico and return for less than I actually drive down to California. And if I found a cheap enough spot down there, like, $400 a month or something for a nice apartment on the beach, then I would be able to do much like the others that we're talking about, that I was talking about here. Except that I'd be in a condo in Hawaii, or in some cheap place to live in Hawaii, or a cheap place to live in Mexico. But the problem is I'd still be static, and I would move from one neighborhood to the other neighborhood, and then back to the original, and then back again probably to the same place because it's comfortable. So I don't really get these, the concept of caravans, etc. So I'm a little confused about many people's preferences. I don't really want to criticize them because they can do whatever they want, and I'm not here to tell them what to do. But the biggest benefit I get from owning my bus is meeting new people, seeing new things, experiencing new stuff, having new challenges, making new friends. You know, I got friends all over the place now, but they're not people that I'm dependent on, and they're not dependent on me. We're not moving my friendships everywhere. I don't get that. I really don't get it. So I just wanted to say that the most benefit I get from this existence is in like a non-sedentary lifestyle, is that my body's in better shape because I'm doing more stuff. There's like something new I can go and look at or do every day. My brain is in better shape because I'm meeting new people every day and I'm facing new challenges every day. So for me, I got in my bus basically to live like an 18-year-old. I got in my bus to get younger. I didn't get in my bus to find another place to get fat or fatter and older. So I really don't get these people who are static, and I certainly don't totally understand the need for neighborhoods to move. I mean, it's nice to have friends, and you know, one or two friends maybe hang out together for a while, travel together for a while, but I don't get it in the long run. I don't see how it benefits anybody, and I don't see how it benefits the environment. We're just going, like when I go out in that desert, I'm disgusted. It's not a place where a human being should live. It's neither clean nor is it beautiful. Nothing there that's totally interesting. There's like 5 plants in the whole freaking desert, and there's like a whole bunch of rocks. So I'm gonna cut this short because I can keep talking about it forever. I've been talking about it for 4 hours now and keep taking every clip. I hope you kind of enjoyed a little bit of a tour around the airplanes and, you know, some of the stuff I've been talking about. I hope you think about it. I don't know that there's any perfect way to live. Everybody can live however they feel like. I'm just very surprised people put wheels on static lives. So if you like it, like it. If you have comments, and I hope there's comments, because there's going to be a lot of people that completely disagree with the concepts that I've been talking about. Please comment. I'd rather see a great big discussion on this page rather than just my rant and have nobody say anything about it. Get in touch with me and tell me I'm an asshole. I don't care. But let's get busy and have these kind of conversations. Would be useful for our community in general. So I'm looking for comments. I mean, I actually try to avoid anything that could possibly be controversial, but I know this is completely controversial. It's controversial because the vast majority of people buy machines with wheels on them and don't turn the wheels. They just park them in some static parking lot, and they're willing to settle for a Walmart parking lot kind of existence. So if you like it, like it. If you want to subscribe, most of my videos are far more pleasant. But if you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe. And click that bell button if you're wanting to be notified of my next post.